Hey guys, this is Lydia. So I did my project on the Korean language. So just some background information about the Korean language. The Korean language is ranked number 11 amongst the languages of the world with reference to number of speakers. The Korean language, or Kugo, as locals call it, is spoken by 75 million people. 72 million of those speakers come from the Korean peninsula, while only 1 million of the speakers are in the US. Many theories have explained the link between Korean to the Altaic languages of Central Asia, a family that includes Turkish, Mongolian, and the Tungusic languages of Siberia. Although both North and South Korea speak the Korean language, they use different pronunciations and dialects. The Korean alphabet is called Hangul. The Korean language has 14 consonants, 10 vowels, and 2 semivowels, as compared to English, which has 21 consonants and 5 vowels. The Korean language is one of the hardest languages to learn, especially for English speakers. So we're just going to watch a quick video of the Korean alphabet. After this very fun ad.
Now I know my alphabet. Next time, won't you sing with me? Aya, aya, oyo, oo, e. I'm done with vowels. Kana, tara, ma, ba, sa. Aja, chaka, ta, pa, ha. Now I know my alphabet. Next time, won't you sing with me?
All right. So next is phonology. There's many differences with the Korean language and the English language. We have a lot of different phonology differences. So the tense stops between p, t, k in Korean, especially k, are not easy for English speakers to pronounce. These tense stops are written as p, t, k, and k in IP transcription. The three fricatives are s, and h, can also be problematic for English-speaking learners. There's only a slight aspiration with s, which sounds very much like this in the English word spring. The tense fricative s, in like the word singer, is produced with a much stronger force or with a constriction of airstream near the upper front teeth and also at the vocal cords. The glottal fricative is also different from the English counterpart in that it tends to resemble other fricatives depending on the following vowel. For example, h, when immediately followed by the vowel I, example him, tends to be realized in pronunciation. So on the left side, we have a picture of English words, the orthography, and then the pronunciation with the phonetic transcription. Syntax. The basic word order of sentences is subject, indirect, object, direct, object, verb, or SOV. It is quite flexible except for the position of the verb, which must always be at the end of the sentence. Modifiers such as adjectives, demonstratives, genitives precede head nouns. While in English we have SVO, or subject, verb, object. For example, we say, the girl kissed the boy. In the Korean language, they say, the boy, the girl kissed, leaving the verb at the end. Time and location are very much important when referencing them in a sentence. The time needs to be typically placed in front of the sentence or between the subject noun phrase and the objective noun phrase. For example, we say, Jimmy and Piper met at school yesterday, but in the Korean language, it would be said, yesterday's school at Jimmy and Piper met. leaving the verb at the end and the time in the beginning of the sentence. Or, Jimmy yesterday, school at Piper met, leaving yesterday somewhat in the beginning and the verb still at the end. Seems a little confusing when saying it in English, but in the Korean language, it makes perfect sense. Morphology. Numbers. Plurality of nouns can be marked by tul or by a numeral. So for example, on the left-hand side, we have a picture. We have singulars on the top and then plural at the bottom. So just going straight across, he, she, that is KU with the symbol. They are those, KU with the symbol, with the ending DUL with the symbol. DUL is a numerical value. So that just shows how many of those are there. The honorific marker you, she may be added to express respect to the subject of the verb. The formal markers are you to convey politeness to the hearer and supni to address somebody of a higher social status. Recommendations for people trying to learn Korean. It's better to speak in the formal context when speaking as compared to speaking casually. So when in Korea or speaking around Koreans, it's better to use formal context instead of using casual context, which you would normally use with your friends. It's definitely a cultural respective type of thing. So it's definitely one of the recommendations that a lot of Korean speakers made known. If you don't get it right away, just know it typically takes about 2,500 hours of studying and practicing to fully speak and comprehend Korean. Surrounding yourself with Korean speakers to better practice the language is pretty much kind of like a note to anybody learning a different language to surround yourself with the language that you're trying to learn. But it was definitely one of the recommendations that the Korean speakers had. Surround yourself with people that speak the Korean language in formal and casual settings to better practice the language. And these are my references. Thank you for watching.